So let's go. Please, Duplicator, you need to give me the answer. Oh my god. There's so many of them. So our opponent likes drawing from their deck, and we also enjoy drawing from their deck. And that should be enough to do a lot. Alright, I mean, we can play the demon deck. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we'll use the full potential of Enigma Jewel, fueling those Collector's Vault, Realmbreakers, even Esoteric Duplicator card you didn't know existed. And of course, when we finally have all the mana in the world, we can use Jace and Planeswalker in the graveyard to fuel the Locus of Enlightenment for this absolutely epic win. So I hope you will like it and enjoy the show, or untapped lands, and we see from there. So this, I think we still go with OK. Even though we can counter it. Alright, they got the perfect opening so far. Good for them, good for them. Turn 2, already creature in the graveyard, and it's also a creature that gets discount, so if they have Helping Hand, they can also protect it, which is basically the dream of this deck. However, at least we can negate the first one, so they need to try harder. We'll try to make it a little bit more sketchy. Alright, so right now we don't really have more. We can use Disfigure to kill one of the Oculus tokens. That's pretty much it, because it doesn't hit Jin or Oculus. And we probably will have to steal some cards with Robbery. We should have easy time doing this, because they will keep tapping out. A counter spell is a nice one. Alright, we don't use Jewel yet, but we'll find something. Oh man, I really think this is a counter spell. I really think so. Like, this is a good deal. We also draw cards, and we kinda need it. With 1 mana they cannot counter. Some juicy lands. Amazing. I actually will get rid of the Citadel, because if this is the draw I'm getting, I will have to robber on the next turn, because I literally have nothing to play. Our opponent is just spamming the card though, man. Oh man, it feels like we're a bit on the bad side of the draw right now. Alright, the fact that they didn't do anything is actually huge. And this is the draw you have been waiting for. So it took a while, but this is how we want to win this game. And with this we can completely change how we play. I could attack with the Reef, but I don't really care about it super much. Right, now it's okay. They will get their stuff, we will have to fight for it. They are kinda low on mana, but I mean they are kinda the same as we are. And they have discounts. So, we go with it. That hurts. Oh, that's a nice one. And now we need to start. So, I think we go for the throat first, and let's see what they will do. At least here we can pay 2, so they probably will protect it or do something, but that's okay. Alright, that's a 3 mana counter spell, and now we can start trying to get something more. Fountainport is a nice one. So Disfigure will hit the token. They will get it for sure. And do I care about this mana so much? Okay, I actually will get rid of this. It's a little bit sad, because this card on every other turn would be Godsend, but not on this particular one. Here it is. We probably will kill it on this turn if we can, but we'll see. Alright, Shuffler is fine, you know? Oh boy, we can try to steal cards. Like, they actually have a lot of cards, so we can hit into the Floodmaw. This is 3, 6 cards, that's a new hand. I will do it. I will do it. Because I think we need just a little bit of extra chunk of value, you know? And here we are with this. We can cast one of the cards. I want to get Oculus, how many cards they have. They can recast it. They can actually recast it. I think we're doing it at the end step, because then we prevent the next token. We can disfigure this later, so we only take 2 damage, and that's kinda it. Alright, you know what? We didn't... by the way, we drew like 4 mana of value in 6 cards. That's kinda crazy. I actually will take this damage. I want this to be in their hand more than anything else. And we can waste 1 into the Floodmaw. Yep, this is definitely something we want to stick. We took half of Into the Floodmaws from the whole deck, so we know they don't have more probably. Let's go for this one. And this actually produces mana, which is kinda wild when you think about it. I don't think we need more. We already are struggling for value, and we have a lot of a lot of mana right now. They can protect it, but we have another one, and that's the cool part. All right. So now they are kinda at the last cards, and they will get a card. So that hurts a little bit. This will probably be the last problem of this game. But we have Reef, so it's not as scary. We definitely will play this. That gives us good mana because we can use Verge. We could Moment of Truth here, but it's still better to start with this, I think. And we'll see what we hit. As you can see, we didn't really hit anything. But we still mana accelerate. We can go for a Moment of Truth. Helps a little bit, so we probably go into the Floodmaw when they attack, then they need to recast it. Yeah, we probably have to go with this right now. They have only 2 mana, so if we hit Jean, we actually can get rid of it right now. So let's try, you know, to see? If we didn't do it now, they would actually unlock it. So that was a big deal. Alright, I'm pretty happy about this play. Oculus is such a problem. Oculus is a huge problem, but we should solve it. Alright, they're going for the attack already. If I go for the Reef, I still have some mana, so let's start with the Reef. And then we will see if they unlock this. Can I take this? I think we can take this damage. If we can get rid of Oculus for basically like 2 turns in a way, because this will have Summoning Sickness, I think it's worth it. And we can pay 2 right now. I mean, we are making progress. We are actually making huge progress here. And I don't want to... Oh, we have 2 mana here, so let's cast it right now. That gives us a little bit of a better draw. This is hand. Sunken Citadel is nice, but we should have enough mana. So this is Graveyard, and it still can be used later, probably. Right, not the best draw. I would love to draw one of our big cards, but so far, still so good. Let's play the land here. We actually used all the cards from our opponent. And I mean, we are going with this one anyway. Reef. Not what we need. Alright, I think we play like this. We will get to our good card. Man, this is as slow as it gets, but I think we'll get there. And I think we will actually beat them. We can instantly destroy the Oculus. Taking 3 damage is a little bit rough. We might go for a Stern Lesson because we actually get extra value this way. Alright, they're casting it. It cannot attack yet, but it can create the token. What are they doing? Prankster or what? Oh, they actually went for another one. Okay, that's a lot. That is a lot. Alright. So in this case, we'll change our strategy. I'm definitely not using Fountainport. Let's go for Plains and 1 blue. We want to answer with this. Alright. Alright, man, those are super good cards. Actually don't want to get rid of any of them. So I can kill this and this if we are losing cards. I think it has to be Deduce. We cannot afford anything else. And I think we will end at 1 life. I think this is actually the case. And they still have... Okay, they gave up the last card. Good. You know what? I think we will win. I hope. We don't have life gain though. I cannot get extra card in any way. So, we have to go with this. We need to draw removal, or at least Disfigure for one of the turns. Everything has flying. We have to take this damage. Man, this will be literally 1 life. The other choice is to get a token. But then I have to discard it. Okay, no. Maybe I should save 1 land. I actually never thought that it might be so close. Because we are at literally 1. And we need to draw into something. We cannot draw right now. Good at magic. Just pure skill. Alright, and now they actually need to take control over the game somehow. And we can start drawing with Fountainport, which is super huge. Alright, guys. You know what? We don't have Realmbreaker, right? So we cannot use it yet. Alright. I think we have this game. We should win this pretty easily. We are not aggressive with the Reef. Let's start doing right now, because we know this will happen anyway. And we want the Power Stone, because if we have mana, we can create more treasures. I mean, this would also work, see? We have so much removal in this deck. But let's try to get to something better. Right. I think that's it. We keep the rest for our opponent, so we can activate the Reef. If they have something super weird, they will just play it. Oh, that's such a good card. With this, they were man, they basically got selection from top 3 cards in total. But I hope it won't be good enough so they can continue the pressure. We really want them to, you know, take a turn off, so we can set up something like an Ashiok. Right, with this we should win, and okay, see? This is how we close the game. So we play Ashiok. By the way, if it dies, we can craft with Enigma Jewel. Alright, I will pay the mana. I will absolutely pay, my friend. And we can use the Power Stone for it. So they really want to surveil. That means the next spell is probably Reanimation or Oculus or Gene. So we need to work for it. But I want those extra cards. Yep. I always want to mess it up. And with this we should close the game, because now we can deny their next 2 cards. And that should be enough. See, man, they're just good at magic. Similarly to us. Let's counter, and do we want a copy of something? Not really. I think we just draw 2 cards. We will burn 3 treasures, but I think it's worth it here. Because we will get card advantage. And this is how we close the game. Man, we literally wanted 1 life. Alright, we are on the draw, unfortunately. Well, this will hurt. Definitely. Like, we want to be on the play here. And do I go with Jewel? No, I think we actually go with this. This will be our black mana, probably. Then we can go with Verge and Jewel, probably, if we want. Alright, we need to be careful. Alright, Overlord is amazing value, but I think it's kinda okay when they mill WRS. That's, oh my god, so punished. Like, how could I know I will top deck this? Oh man. So now we need to play a little bit different, right? I will actually play like this. Oh, this is so rough. I think we still want to go for this, so we can play the Vault and instantly start getting treasures. This will be a hard game. Our opponent has good opening. Oh, and it just stopped being good. Okay, I think they just lost. Because now we played this. We can activate it. We go Reef. And with this card advantage, like, we will never whiff. So if our opponent needs to draw a land, yep, you can check it. It will be, I mean, they need to take either Jace or Robbery, but those cards do the same, so I think we just won the game. It's unfortunate because I'm nearly like 99% sure that if they didn't get mana screwed, we would still win, because the most important part was this. When we have this setup and they cannot break it, I don't think they can win. It's just too slow. Let's go with the River. We will draw a basic at some point, so it's fine. But let's go with Fountainport on this turn. I don't want to push them. I could play Jace and hope they don't have a... Alright, they drew a land. We have a game. I actually would feel super bad if they didn't. Alright, and now they will get card advantage. You know what? This could be interesting. So, let's get some Vault triggers. We probably will get rid of Disfigure, especially that they have seen it. And now we can start making some fish. You know, the clutter is always great. They will get some good value, so we need to be prepared. We need a lot of cards, and now the game really starts. Let's still go with Fountainport. We can support a lot of them. So I think our opponent really wants to do something that isn't about Jace removal, so let's go with this. Right now this is extremely good, you know, punish for them. I could also just mill them down to 4. But I want those extra cards, because every card we draw will be perfect thanks to Collector's Vault, as long as we have all of them. Let's, you know, create some pressure. So now they need to answer Jace. They still need Demon, because they actually don't want to burn too much life. And I don't think Fountainport should be tapped, so that was probably a bit of a tapper, you know, inefficiency, basically. And we got instantly punished for it. Fair. That's really good. With Cutdown, they can actually make a double play. I wonder if they are low on lands, because with so many cards, they definitely should have more than 3. But it might just be the Shuffler, you know? And we're trying to use them, because they will absolutely get more cards over us. They draw twice as much as we are. And they have this Overlord as well. So we need to be smart about it. And I probably don't want to burn any treasures. Sure, that's fine. That is fine. So they actually answered literally everything on this turn. And let's go... I mean, triple Fountainport? Is that greed? That's definitely greed. Let's still draw a card. Let's play Fountainport. I think one Collector's Vault can go. We can also turn Enigma Jewel and double +1, but then we might still lose Jace. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. I don't think it is. We just play this. We destroy the Overlord, so it's a little bit easier for us. And we can go for this. And probably Fountainport, so we don't need to play anymore. Alright, so far so good. We'll cycle the Vault probably. Come on, bro. No way. Okay, sure. But with all the treasures, we'll get so much tempo over them that our robber, they played Duress. They milled 3 of them, so they might have at most 1 more Duress. And this is a perfect target, man. Anoint with Affliction really is shining in current meta. So we can get Jace anytime we want, but I actually don't want it. So they got the card. As you can see, they're stacking their card advantage, so we will have to work to beat it. Because we are not drawing 2 cards a turn. We just need to, you know, try to get it in some ways, some sneaky ways. We could sacrifice with Fountainport, but I prefer a fish. I should go for the treasure, I think. Because we have robbery, but that's fine. I always forget that we have this 1 extra. That is okay. They still use cards, but because they have extra cards, it, you know, we won't get them to 0. That's what I'm saying. And it has to be Anoint. I will wait, because if they want to Bloodletter me, they need to main phase it, so we might get some, you know, sneaky plays. This is Sorcerer, right? Craft only as a Sorcerer. But that's okay. We'll cycle 1 of the Enigma Jewel. I know I could go for this play, but we're under a lot of pressure, so unless I know, like, I can prevent one of their next play with, like, Counterspell or something, I don't... See? Alright. Now we know exactly what will happen. We don't know if they attack, but they should. They could be scared of Whale, but of course, or Reef, but of course they still need to try to push for damage at least. Alright, I still will take the Citadel. Alright, not the best draw. I think this is Anoint with Affliction, right? They will get the Demon Trigger, but we should be able to get enough value. I actually might just Robbery here. Listen, this is good enough. 4, 8 cards? Like, let's not be super greedy, it's already really good. So our opponent likes drawing from their deck, and we also enjoy drawing from their deck. And that should be enough to do a lot. Alright, I mean, we can play the Demon deck if we want. So either we have 2 extra mana for next turn or 1 mana on this turn. We will definitely go Liliana here. And that's a good tap. So let's start with this. I could go double bat. But I probably want to set up a little bit more.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
I really like this. Let's go for maybe blue mana here, so they're symmetrical. And we probably go Deduce if we have to. Yeah, I think this is a nice setup. So we are basically both drawing from this deck, and you can see the difference. 26 cards, so the next robber will be pretty devastating. And yeah, when we have Crucial turn, we can just double bat if we really hope them to not have a specific answer. This is not relevant at all. Like, this won't do much. It's basically 2 mana, do nothing. So even though it will be strong later, it actually was a full mess here. Alright. Alright. So, before we go into the combat, the end step, we actually need to start making our plays. Can we get cards? Alright, let's go like this. Because we can actually draw 2 cards. Was that the right tap? I'm not sure. I guess it is. I guess it is. We have 3 steps ahead. That's something we definitely don't want to get rid of. Alright, we are taking those. But I can make steal the artifact. Because this is worth it. So we basically drew card, discarded card, so there's nothing. But we have 1 extra mana thanks to this. And that should be good enough. Reef, we actually don't need it. So let's start with this. Always extra pressure.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I mean, this kinda can hit us. I forgot that it actually might make a difference, but I think we just play Lily here. Yeah, should be good enough. Should be good enough. If we can survive this turn, I think we can win the game. Especially that we have counter spells. So, let's play the land here. That's the cool part. We don't need our land because we are playing those and they are free, so we can have extra cards for value. Alright. Do I go double bat already? This could be really good on this turn. Or we can go Arcfiend and force response. No, I honestly think we want to keep up the counter spells and see what... Like, they need to make a meaningful play. They are behind on Lily, they are behind on mana, they are behind on, you know, our combo for the Vault and Jewel. So they need to do a lot, and they have 7 mana. They can probably make one big play. Alright, that's fine. You know, this is something we'll at some point answer. the future Sloth will care about this one. Oh no, they hit the bat. Bat is really good. They probably want to check our hand. Yep. Alright, that was good, because otherwise I think they would take Arcfiend and that would be a pure win for us. That's the problem. Now they kinda force a reaction that I didn't really want to do. So, alright. I want to go all in. No, we probably want to keep something. I actually will go manual tap here, just to make sure. And swamp, and I guess... Yeah, let's go Fountainport. I think they might follow up. If they don't have anything else, we are golden, but I want to prepare that they have another play that is super strong. It is a play that is super strong. Right, we definitely go with this and we see what we get, and then we'll think about the play. I mean, we have to go for it, right? Liliana will be such a problem. Well, I guess I could just reef this. They can discard Fomori Vault in their hand. It's so much mana though. But you know what? I think we can survive. With Reef, and like they're fully tapped, so I think we can go around it. Alright, and we have extra card. Like, this counter spell can be so huge in the right spot. And they still hit their own stuff, you know? So, yeah, I think this was a good play. I think this was a good play. We have some time before the Overlord's turn, so we should set up the game before that. And we keep playing lands. So, first things first, let's play the land. See, they made the play, we didn't counter it, and they realized that it actually was a bad play that does nothing. Alright, man, we worked for this win. Alright, we'll try it. We go Enigma Jewel, and let's sit. Let's go this, so we cannot be punished by instant Vault on turn 2. You really want to set it up. Like, this is the perfect type of draw. We are not getting one, but that's okay. We will at some point use it. Alright, here we go. Here's your Disfigure. Man, so hard to go for any kind of later game plan, because everyone is just trying to play creatures to kill you by turn 4, and if you kill them, they scoop. So you won't play your big spells anyway most of the time. However, sometimes you find a good soul in Magic, and that actually wants to play a longer one. Here it is. Here it is. Alright, let's go with Duplicator. And they have open mana. That's kinda scary. I don't want it to counter. So I'm not playing it because I actually want to show you guys this card in action, and I'm scared that if I cast it, they will counter it. Okay. What would happen if I did this little thing? Oh no, they will scoop when I kill all the creatures, right? I kinda wanted to use Fountainport at the end step so we can pressure them, so they tap. At this point I might actually play Duplicator. Don't tell me they will scoop already. Oh man. I wish I had correct mana to counter it. Alright, that's huge for them. They will get so much from this card. Alright, they will play the whole game out of this. And they actually want to kill us with this, sure. Sure. Well, I wish my colors for mana were better, you know? That's not very good player at Magic. So we will get rid of Affliction. So our opponent is already realizing that we had two different answers, and none of them worked against what they had, but we'll try to fight with it. We will use the Fountainport. Let's go like this. And I actually won the card right now, I think. That means we will be a bit vulnerable, but we are getting our card advantage. Alright. Is card advantage lands? Probably. Kaito will be such a problem to get rid of, because we don't even have the Reef. So we will take a lot of damage from this. They want the cards. Alright. That's good for them, but it also slows them down. So as long as we get our cards, maybe we can make some magic happen here. I want to go robbery. I think I will sacrifice if I will during their turn. If they cast at something at instant speed, maybe we catch them with robbery. I need to find creatures so I can kill Kaito. Normally you have Reef, so just attack it and that's it. But we didn't draw it. So very unfortunate. There's no point in feeding fish to Kaito, because sure, you won't take damage, but they get higher and higher advantage over turn. They cannot draw the card as easily, but they don't need to, because you wasted whole turn just to, prevent 4 damage. And they keep growing, and at some point they will actually be the control deck. So they will have more tempo and more control over the game. Alright, do we go with the robbery? It really feels like we should. Let's see it. I can pay 2. Well, not really, that's not the one. Sure. Unfortunate, so right now they actually have all the answers. I could get additional card, but I don't think it's worth it yet. Another card that would absolutely go around Kaito, sure. So let's start with this. We need those extra cards so we can... all we need to... The whole game is about this one card. The rest of his deck is just doing nothing. But this one little card... Alright, before stuff triggers, we get rid of the Mastermind. Listen, those are my cards, alright? Get your own Esoteric Duplicator if you want. Alright. I mean, we have more. You know what? Let's start duplicating them. Because that means we can pay for every one of them. So as long as we kill Kaito, we can outvalue their whole deck. We just need to answer this one single card. I wish we had Reef. We play only 3 of them, so, not easy to draw them. Alright, Surveil doesn't matter. They actually should go probably for the emblem. I think they would be killing us already. When we get to 4 or something, it will be a bit of a problem. So, let's go with this guy. And I mean, we'll have a lot of mana, but will we have time to use it? Listen, I'm doing my best. Let's definitely go Fountainport. And one more. I don't think we need to duplicate it even more, right? Let's go like this. Alright. I mean, I have more. Yep. Fish. It actually is super annoying for us. So now I think we'll just end step start sacrificing. We need to draw, we have our opponent has hexproof, and we didn't draw any kind of pressure, so we just need to roll with this. We cannot kill fish because they draw a card with Fountainport and they only lose 3 mana. Surveil, sure. So right now we need to start finally draw something. We can keep 1 duplicator and sacrifice the rest. They have random card in the hand. So let's go. Please, duplicator, you need to give me the answer. Oh my god. There's so many of them. We respectfully decline. We don't need so many right now. We just want the extra card. Imagine if we actually had double blue mana on that one turn, we would counter Kaito. All of this would not happen if we're better at drawing cards. I tell you, if you are a good Mythic player, you know how to draw cards. And the whole problem is, man, we will never draw an answer. We'll actually never draw it. So I can start trying to block Kaito, which is super bad idea. I honestly think we have to play like this. We actually need to start drawing something at this point. Because it is getting a bit ridiculous. Alright, I can kill everything except one card I want to kill. Alright, so that means they will make a fish, which is a super pain. Now I will have to literally go for the throw twice just to answer the Fountainport, which sucks super hard. We can answer literally everything except this one card, and it will take over the game completely. But it is what it is. Now we have to make this, they kill it, and that's the game. Well, we are playing against Selena. I think Selena is like super high mythic player. We played a lot usually, and I don't think they use aggro. Yeah, they usually go for a control deck. So yeah, I think so far so good. Let's go with blue mana here. We need double black, but only for the robbery. So far it should be okay. Alright, Dimir again. I mean, what a coincidence. Ghost Vacuum. Alright, I don't think we super care about it. Tiny Bones. This might be a problem. This might be a bit of a problem. I really think we need to set up the Collector's Vault while we can. We need to be really careful about what we discard. They cannot duress into Jace still. But that's something we need to be careful of. Alright, they actually are trying to go for aggro approach. Next turn we might get hit with Kaito. Yeah, that's why Tiny Bones is so good in this deck, right? So I think they have Kaito on the next turn, and there's not much we can do to prevent it. So that will be a bit rough. We need extra mana on this turn for sure. Sorry, bro. If we let them untap, they can protect it. How much do I care? I think we don't crazy care. We just care a lot. So this is something. I want to slow them down. They also casted main phase to avoid our counter spells. So they can get rid of this figure, but it's not a big deal. Oh, they actually want... Okay, so they're already preparing for turn 6. Which is fine, but yeah, that might be a bit of a problem. This Tiny Bones actually creates so much pressure. Yep. So do we go with the Deduce or the Vault? The Vault ramps us. So as long as we don't lack fuel, I think the Vault is just strictly better. Unless we hope, expected this card or something. Alright. 1 damage. They have probably something. They might have Mastermind. Okay, so they have Mastermind and they were just considering, well, he's drawing the first card of the turn, so I better not play it. They will try to catch us off guard. We could play Jace here. We could play Jace, that's such a big deal. I want to win this, so I will actually think about those plays. We can minus, then this will be kinda rough. I think we'll go with this because we'll have 4 mana exactly. The problem is we don't have dancers. We are just bluffing them, right? No Mastermind. That's every time they don't do anything, and we try to pressure them enough so they don't have good trade. This is super good for us. And Tiny Bones cannot steal anything. Vadmir, good. So that means we unleash the beast. All right, with the Deduce. They will get this as a 3-3. There's not much we can do about it. We could set up the Power Stone, and I think it's worth it. But let's wait for the vacuum trigger. Oh, they actually don't want to do it now, sure. We of course try to hit removal, but it will be hard. Do I need more Fountainports? Fomori Vault is good, but for such a late game. But we have more Fountainports, so I will keep it. Okay, this is good. This is exactly the type of card we wanted. I need to get rid of Vadmir. So we played this for sure after they try this. This into Vault, and we have 4 mana, so we can actually use it. This is a good setup. Alright, I like it. We need to count the mana because this is the difference between making 2 different plays and 3 different plays. I could kill it now. Is there even a difference? They will do it, and if not, that means it benefits them even more. So let's go for it now. Well, we are sure that it cannot be prevented. Alright. Rough situation. Our opponent is pressuring every turn. But so far we are finding answers. I want to get to this point where I have like 2 or 3 counter spells and removal. If you don't hit this third land and you cannot unleash, you know, the big part of your deck, one creature return against us is just too slow. Alright, we got our rematch on Dimir tempo because we finally were able to play our spells. And there's something we need to talk about. First, I actually made the whole unranked games just for you guys so I can find one single game so we can use Duplicator. Because I just couldn't draw it in ladder games. Like, I went through half the deck and I didn't hit a single one. The same for the Realmbreaker. Like, we had Realmbreaker, I think we never used it in any of the games. So, I mean, listen, the shuffler is fine, alright? So, before we go into the more of the outro, Esoteric Duplicator is probably not something that you want to craft. It's mythic rare, and by the way, you can F in chat because I crafted it for this video, because I wanted to showcase you the card in the best possible shell. The card is unfortunately still too weak. It's very expensive, very slow. However, it can give you infinite card advantage, so that's the cool part, but you, even with Enigma Jewel, you still need to pay 2 and then you get 1 card. It can stack over the time, so if you get the good matchup like Golgari, Mono Black, something that really doesn't try to kill you instantly like aggro decks, or doesn't go full control mode that, you know, they counter stuff, this can win you the game. However, generally it's not good enough card for standard. Unfortunate. I tried to find a shell for this card for since it was released, honestly, and I never could find one, so I thought if there's a shell, this is the one with Enigma Jewel, because it can buffer basically half of your cost, or you can just sacrifice it like a clue token, because, I mean, it is a clue token, basically for free with Enigma Jewel in the worst case, so I went with it. I guess you actually need to pay 5 mana total to do it. Oh my god, this card is so bad, but I love it, alright? It's bad, but I still enjoy it. We tried to make a deck, just fair warning, you probably don't want to craft it. And yeah, and before we go into the rest of the deck, a huge thank you to our amazing patrons that let us even craft Esoteric Duplicator for our enjoyment, to show how slow it is for current standard. And you know, the wild card was well invested, now you know. So really thank you guys for support, and I hope you enjoyed even shenanigans like this. And yeah, so for the deck, the game plan was simple. We go with Enigma Jewel and Vault. We have a lot of lands that do stuff. We have Blast Zones, Vaults, Fountainports. Most of the time the games are so rapid, so quick, that you probably don't use all of this value. That's why we have all of this crazy amounts of removal, especially that we also exile creatures. I went with this one because I wanted to make sure that those, you know, mouse or the mice will not kill us in the death trigger. And it also hits all the slashers that are very, very popular, and the exile effect is extremely strong right now. And we added not only robbery, because we are trying to play around deadly cover-ups, so even if they get rid of the robbery, we still have Ashiok, we still have Jace, and of course you can go Realmbreaker or just get them with lands like Reef and a lot of fish, because it actually stacks damage quite nicely. If you have full control over the game, your opponent cannot do anything with it. But yeah, even a single Planeswalker with Enigma Jewel can be used basically twice a turn, so that means you stack this loyalty very quickly. It's a very weird interaction because you actually don't have loyalty counters on this, so you need to keep using +1, but Ashiok fortunately has amazing +1 that also lets you get all the answers while stacking loyalty for Jace -X. I know, it works weird with Enigma Jewel, but it really works nicely in the end. And with Realmbreaker you can also go double triggers, so you mill your opponent surprisingly fast. I'm kinda surprised that we never had any of the game like this, but there, you know, the almighty shuffler decided we are not drawing them in any of the games, so it is what it is, but still the deck should be pretty decent. Honestly, probably you want to remove Duplicator. Stern Lesson is nice one because it creates Power Stone tokens, so you can use a lot of it. You can, you know, mission mash stuff with Enigma Jewel. It makes a lot of cards that are normally too weak pretty strong. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Fair warning, do not craft Duplicator, it's a bad card, but I still love it. I love junk cards like this, and hope that you appreciate it. We are trying to make it work. If it works anywhere, it is this kind of deck. So yeah, we gave it a fair try. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a great fun, and see you tomorrow.